Welcome again, everyone. Jerry's Old Guy Review with a first look. I will not consider it a review until after I have driven it. But here it is, the 1/8 scale Redcat Marksman. It is ginormous. And I am going to make some comparisons because most of you guys also like to watch Francis on RC Review, and never one to disagree with Francis, but I am going to disagree on certain points for different reasons. So let's get to it. First off, to get the idea in everybody's head of the size. Now, we all know what that one is. And that's a pretty tall can by itself. And it is about 1/2 inch above the rail. For the size. Oh, let's get another thing. I'm sure most of you know the size of an Axial SCX 24. Look at that truck. Now I know what some of you are already thinking. And yes, I will show this to you next to the Redcat Wendigo and the Redcat Gen 8. Just so you get the perspective and you get to see the differences. And I'll point them out. Things that I noticed from having, it seems to be a fleet of Redcats now. Now, for me, as I've gotten a bit older, I enjoy larger scale vehicles more. But even for a 1/8 in my mind, this is pretty big. But let's start with the visuals. So we all know this comes with the 1080 Hobby Wing speed control. It also comes with a Holmes Hobby. Let me just verify. I'm pretty sure it was the Trail Crawler. Nope, the Crawl Master. 13 turn, 5 slot for smooth action. And at $449, I was pretty impressed when I pulled this out of the box. Because first of all, you know, the box, Redcat gives you pretty big boxes. So they didn't increase the size of the box. They just made sure that this truck just barely fit. Now, here's where I'm going to disagree with Francis a little bit. I got this truck because I'd seen all the spy pictures, and there is a lot of detailing to be done. You know, he pointed out it was a little bit bland, you know, but considering what you get from some more expensive companies, I think it's going to be great. So let's walk around and I will show you the interior, which I was pretty pleased with the dash. But wait 1 second, because I know the wheels are supposedly licensed by... Oh, they're Raceline wheels on Indigo Interco tires. Oh, they're Raceline Avenger wheels. And Interco SS M16 tires, which I will show you the tread pattern, which looks pretty good. Now, for those of you who didn't pick up on some of the painting cues they did, this truck is designed, it's painted on the outside in green, painted on the inside a rust color, so scratches and stuff will look like rust coming through. And coincidentally, it was so packed in the box, I've got one on the fender already to show you. But some of this detail, now it's a faux winch, and people are going to say, oh, it's a fake winch, blah, blah. But you even got a sticker that looks like the strap. It is all molded in, so it looks very good for a fake winch, but, you know, it's got the holes in it, so you could put a real winch on it. I will admit these lights are a little bit big. But meanwhile, they block the headlights a bit, but you can put some pretty bright LEDs in there and make that nice. The grill lends itself to be detailed. You've got the ribs. You know, I don't know if I'm going to do like a chrome insert kind of deal. You've got plastic headlight covers. You know, the turn signals are stickers, but, you know, oh well. Once again, you know, ready to run, they want to put the stickers on, but for those of us that like to take them apart and detail them, it would have been nice to have these separate or have some extra ones in the sticker kit, which it comes with a nice little sticker kit, which will cover, you know, Wendigo style axle. As we'll swing it around, I'll show you the first. There's the rub mark. That looks pretty cool. Even though I'm thinking about painting these, we will see. You know, lends a lot to be detailed. You've got the standard Jeep style air intake for the interior. That's what these are on Jeeps. Real Jeeps, for those of us with the new Jeeps, I don't know how functional that really is, but that's the fresh air intake for the inside. See, there we go. Let's get back to these tires. Look at those tires. And they've even got some siping in them. That is sweet. But looks like a pretty good tread pattern. You know, and I'm going to not necessarily dedicate it to crawling. They sound like they're vented. You know, there's the wheel. Nice bead lock with the center holes in there, or the center screws in there. You know, the fake screws are actually raised, so that'll be good for detailing. Some nice raised white letters are going to be on there. But these are just some nice looking tires. And yes, the shock oil, as Francis pointed out, is a little thin. Spinning it around, you've got some nice, these are actually really nice rock rails. They're kind of inset right here. That could be detailed. Let's see, do the mirrors fold? Nope. Non-folding mirrors. Come on, Redcat. But this front windshield, just like a Jeep Commando. You spin around to the back. This bumper is really smooth. And it's raised. So that should slide right off of rocks. Because this being as big as it is, its approach angles are going to lend to it rubbing. Pretty nice roll cage. Of course, that's coming off. And that's getting detailed. But, you know, the old school pattern sticker for the seats. Let's see if we can look down in this dash. It's definitely old school. Look at that with the old speedometer. Your warning lights. What do we got here? Lights, wiper wash, all your heater controls, nice radio, which is actually funny that our old rock channel is 95.9. And this has 95.5 on it. Glove box with the Marksman logo. What do we got on here? You've got fuel tank, alternator, shifter. Not that you had cup holders back in the day, but it has cup holders. You know, now this guy, you know, some people have complained that this guy, you know, he should be detailed. Well, now he's got a crotch, so you can assume he's wearing gray pants. So, I'm gonna get the paint out, paint him up. Probably do up the steering wheel in a black, and definitely do up his head. He looks a little cranky. You know, I thought he looked exactly like the Axial, but he looks different. The hat comes completely off, so I'll be able to detail that up. The rear bed, while not down deep in there by any stretch, you know, I'm going to detail the bed up too. But overall, there it sits. Let's pop the top. And it's off. There's the rust color for rubbing on the inside. Now, compared to the Gen 8 and the Wendigo has no inner fenders at all. But just now, look at my hand. Look at the size of that thing. The sideboards are a lot longer and deeper than they are. The Wendigo has just skimpy, rudimentary ones. These are big, beefy. These are even bigger than the Gen 8s. And the wheel liners just mesh right into them. They lock in great. You've got your standard on both the Wendigo and the Gen 8. Both have the electronics box where you can run your extra leads out to run more accessories. The battery boxes are identical. Looks like the motor and transmission housings are probably the same. You got your same fan shrouds. But this is, the frame rails are definitely beefier and bigger on this. So I'm going to make sure we are going to stick that off to the side, show you the goodies you get in the goodie bag, as I like to call them. And then we're going to put that on the table with the Gen 8 and the Wendigo. So, here we'll start off. Oh, of course, you need your binding plug and your little pokey tool. So let me look at this real quick. Okay, so this has, you've got blackouts for the headlights. You've got military style taillights if you want to put them on. You got your license plate. You've got some side racing. We'll go over this side because we can see them better. What do we say? Granite exhaust, hex fly, big Scolts, shakes a lot cams, long shot, MP pistons, make tracks RC or off-road. You got a nice little faded Redcat looking sticker. You got some broken glass for the windshield. You got bullet holes. You've got a lot of broken glass for the windshield. You've got some, I'm going to have to get a magnifying glass to read that. Of course, it doesn't want to zoom. So it's just got years on it, and it says something. And then you got some more Marksman stickers. So it comes with those. You've got your programming card for the 1080 and your extra lead for it. Nice, because you always need that. Then you've got your standard These came with the Wendigo. You've got sand rails, you've got some fuel tanks, a couple fire extinguishers, some pieces and parts to put a rear tire, spare tire holder on, an extra axle or a drive shaft centerpiece. It went rolling off in there. And then you have some, extra ends for your links. Nice to have a little bag. And then, of course, my favorite, you get a nice book, how to put everything on and how to work the controller, how to drive the truck, how to work with the radio. These usually have troubleshooting guides, how to remove the body, standard fare, how to bind it, wiring diagrams, information about the ESC. You've got another printout of what comes with the controller for the 1080. Gives you all the steps that it's going to do. How to set up your slipper clutch. What has it got? Oh, it's just got explanations on. Oh, that's nice. These are actually a better explanation of all the programming steps that are on the control. So it breaks it down in more detail than the normal one does. Adjusting your slipper clutch, putting on the spare tire holder, your stickers, bonus stickers they call them, nice, troubleshooting guide, and then another language. So, there's no breakdown in there, but that's not a bad little, I always like to get a little extra stuff. And, quite frankly, that's a lot more than I got with the SCX-10 III. So, let's get over to the table. And there we are on the table. So, Wendigo, Marksman, Gen 8. So, I'm going to tell you, in my opinion right now, you can see the size differences, but to take a chassis and make 3 completely different vehicles, Rock Basher, 8 scale crawler, you could make it into a bunch of different options. Then your dedicated crawler. So, with everything, they are wheel nut to wheel nut in the rear. You will see that in the rear, almost all 3 of them, the rear bumper mount, which is basically the same, is perfectly in line. And then you get up to the front, and that's where everything's different. You see how much longer, that's a good inch, that the tc8 is longer than the Wendigo. We shared axles and the basic chassis design. The chassis rails are longer. It's more complete. The tires, while not, we'll get down to the tires. But you see the Wendigo, Rock Basher, Rock Racer, bare bones. If you've ever driven one of those with more than 35 kV brushless motor in it, it is a crazy handful. Same thing I'm thinking with the tc8 Marksman. I'm thinking that needs brushless power, as big as it is. Gen 8, that poor little guy, he has got to be 2 inches. Let's find out exactly. I had a real bird's eye view going. Aye. Let's see. We'll just do from the tires. Yep, it's a little under 2 inches. Nut to nut, I can't really get in there. The tire to tire doesn't really matter, but yes. So it's over an inch longer. Now, some of the things that Francis stipulated in his video is the torque twist. Well, any of us that have had the Redcats, we know that's already in there. That's part of their steering setup. Sometimes it's just kind of fun to know that we're going to have that torque twist, which, especially if any of these Redcats you put the brushless system in. Now, the Wendigo comes with a rear, what are those, sway bar links? I put a secondary one on it. I moved the rear one to the front and bought a Reefs rear one and put on there. Still, with as much power as is pushing, I need to drop it down to like 35, 36 kVs. It's just a monster. So, same concept. If you look at the Gen 8 is not designed for sway bars, but you can get the Wendigo sway bars for this truck, which you could do then the fronts and the front and then the rear. Those are made for sway bar links, which look like this. They mount on the underside, right there. And, you know, you're still going to be a crawler. It could still crawl with the sway bar links on it, but it would give it more control. So that torque twist would not be a huge issue. But once again, look at the size. Those are 2.2s. Both of them. But the bumper, the headlights. Oh, my little cutie. And boom. So there it is. Just a quick little overview. Before I start detailing it, I probably will take it out for a spin just to see what it's like. You know, I am not going to tear it apart because I drove it, or I bought it to just have something big that I can drive around. And it's going to be fun to see how it performs in the snow, in the winter of Alaska. So there it is, just a first view, first impression. Wait a minute. Okay, that's better. I thought I would make another comparison. For all of us, we know the SCX 10.3 is big and beefy for what it is, but up to the Wendigo? I mean, the Wendigo, what? To the Marksman, it is just a cute little fella. So there it is again. I think this is going to be an excellent rig for bashing around or just looking good. Get to some detailing, get that white head some color, and his hat. I don't quite know what color I'm going to paint the hat since I'm not really a cowboy hat kind of guy. But we'll see. So from Jerry and the film crew, thanks for my first look at the Marksman. Talk to you later.